Welcome back, everyone, to Salvy and Quinn. I saw someone get arrested today.
Really? What for?
Yeah, so, I don't know, fucking charge and battery or whatever it's called.
Charging a battery. It was not a rechargeable battery.
Okay, but anyway, so I'm working on this construction site, and we're just working, and then, someone says, man, there's a lot of cops around to make me nervous. So we, laugh, and we look, and there are, a couple cops around, you know? And then we kind of keep working, and then we look, and a guy's like, yo, he's got a gun. And we all look, and there's a cop with a gun, and it's a huge shotgun, and we're like, oh shit, it's going down. And then we're we all start to kind of group around, all the boys.
Yeah.
And then one of them's like, okay, but he's not actually going to use it, right? And then from across the street we hear, and we're like, oh! And literally we all go, yo! we all start popping up. And then a huge group of cops is gathering across the street in this one area. And then as we're all kind of standing there, the guy who's working inside the building starts playing the bad boys. Was
it loud enough that you think the cops
No, they couldn't hear it, but we all heard it. We're like, hey! We were all laughing about it.
Funny.
Yeah, anyway, so suddenly, the side of the building we were on wasn't that busy, and then suddenly the cops show up, and suddenly everyone's got work over on this side of the building. Everyone's around us. And working suddenly, and as we're all peeking up and looking, and then I look down for 1 second. I look up, and all the cops have handcuffed this one guy. He's probably in his 30s or something, and he's with this woman, who she seemed chill, but she was what obviously asking what's going on and stuff. And then for 35 minutes or something, they were all talking. And
were there any shots fired or anything? Or
no, nothing. They just, I think they were just waiting for this guy that they knew was going to show up at this location.
Right.
I think that's all that happened. I think he just walked up. They're like, "You're under arrest."
Got him.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I saw them.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I saw them put him in the back of the
They
van.
sent him to the slammer. It was fucking awesome.
Well, I thought it was
justice.
I thought
yes. A true patriot doesn't get mad when he gets a parking ticket. He gets excited because it means the system is working.
What is that from? That's funny. A true patriot. He gets excited. Let's go!
The system is working.
Me when the system works. I do for irrigation. I do that when the system works. I pop off. But I thought it was kind of cool because I'm just working on my Friday, and then here these people are standing right there, their lives are falling apart, and I'm like, this is kind of cool, because I'm so chill, I'm so zen, and
that could never be you.
Yeah, and I'm like, they're just getting arrested and shit, fucking could not.
So zen. You're doing irrigation work.
Could not be me. I'm just here staying in my own lane, doing me.
Just focusing on myself. Doing
my own thing. Real distant ball. That's just what I'm doing. Wow, you're cooking me right now. Fuck. Good. It's my first loss. Also, I got in a car crash. But
is that the one that I was there for?
No.
There for?
Okay, fuck it. That wasn't a car crash. I turned left a little spicily, viewers, when Quinn was in the car, and I moved. There was who put that barricade there?
Yeah, you missed the barricade because you almost went on the inside of it. You didn't even almost hit the barricade. You almost went on the inside of it and in the wrong lane.
Well, I'm just channeling my inner white woman. My inner mom.
Yeah, did she teach you?
No. No. So we we're working on this site that's super busy,
right?
And we've got this big irrigation van, so we have to move it a lot. And I've been driving more than any other time in my life ever because my parents are in Japan right now, so I'm house sitting. That's why we're recording at my parents' house, and I've been driving their little Toyota Echo around. So I'm driving all the time now, last week. So I'm really confident driving now.
Right.
But I'm driving a super small car. So it kind of it's fake confidence because I'm getting confident in this car, but then I get in the big irrigation van and I should not be confident.
Right.
Because goddamn, I shouldn't be. There's no reason I should be confident, but because I've been driving so much, I'm like, all right, I got this.
Leave it to me.
So they were like, hey, can you guys move again? And I'm like, yeah, I got it. My boss is like, yeah, you just do it. I don't want to get up. And I'm like, all right. and I get in the truck, and they've got me going into this super small corner.
Yeah.
It's like right next to a bunch of garbage cans, and then there's this like just beater of a truck, like it's all rusted and shit, just sitting next to us. So I pull in, and it's really tight, and I'm like, I think I can make it. So I just keep pulling forward, and then I'm like, oh, I'm on I'm on this guy's truck, like I'm right there, and then I'm like kind of touching it, like not quite, but I'm kind of touching it, and I'm like, all right, quit while I'm behind. I'm gonna go get my boss. So I do. I'm like, hey, I've got a problem. Like, can you help me pull out of this area? And he's like, yeah. And he looks. He's like, ooh, yeah, this is trouble. But I think we can pull out. So he gets in and he starts to pull out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't move.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, what? Like, what's happening? Why does it pull out? And then he like starts to like really rev it, and it's not moving. Like it's stuck. And I'm like, what is it stuck on? This doesn't make any sense. So he gets out and looks. The other van has 2 hooks on the bottom of its bumper on either side.
Yeah.
So you could like, you know, hook stuff up to your van and pull it. And it has been jammed in between the wheel and like the side of our van. Right? So it's like in between the gap between the wheel and stuff. So it's fully jammed in there. And it's like we can't do anything about it. So we have to like take off that hook. Like we can't do anything. We have to take off that hook. And funny thing is I actually didn't damage the truck at all. It was just from like my boss, but he got in it and was trying to like rev it out of the area. Then that caused.
So basically, what you're trying to say is it wasn't your fault.
It wasn't my fault. Literally was not.
All you
my
did
fault.
was hook it onto this thing.
No, so I
go,
hey
boss.
No, I literally hooked that shit and then was like, I'm out this out. But yeah, so
it's the right choice. Like if you kept going, like it could have got bad fast. Obviously.
So it takes us 2 hours. It takes us
Holy
2
shit.
hours because it's like it's not meant to come off, and it, like he has to get under it. So we waste 2 hours of the day taking this off, and then the guy whose truck it is, he's some crackhead who doesn't give a shit, and it's a beater of a car.
Right.
But he like acts like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to call my boss. Like I'm gonna have to, and we're like, it's a fucking like no. Also, there's like no damage to his vehicle. It's just our truck is hooked on his hook.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong with your vehicle, dude. Like it's not any. There's not a scratch on it.
Gonna have to call my boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call my boss. So anyway, he gets us on the phone with his boss, and the foreman who's like, or like the super who's in charge of the site, literally was like, oh, that guy's crazy. And we're like, really? He's like, yeah, that guy's boss is literally insane.
Oh, shit.
And we're like, oh my god. So my boss does it all. He calls it and everything. Thank God. Man, I got that line piece right now.
Holy shit, you got that line.
Line me up, the barber. Anyway, so I kind of like don't really want to listen to the phone call because I'm all stressed, right? Like I'm all worried. And then I hear the phone call a little bit. He's like, hey, well, I know it looks like a shitty car, but it's actually, or a shitty van, but it's actually really reliable, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just thinking, like, there's no damage to it. There's nothing to, like, insurance. We hooked ourselves on your hook, and that's it. Like, we're going to take the hook off and then put it back on. But anyway, finally we decided just, you know, the construction workers code. We're just going to buy him some beer.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that right now. I just went and bought him a case of Lucky, like the cheapest, shittiest beer. And they're like,
he was probably jumping for joy after that.
And then I said like sorry to him or whatever and gave him the beer. He's like, oh, it's okay. It wasted time, but this makes up for it. I'm just thinking, how did we waste your time? We hooked it onto your truck and then fixed it for you. How did it waste your time? It didn't waste your time. You didn't even you didn't do anything. You came out and was like, oh damn, and then and then went back in and kept working. We didn't waste your time. I was like, tough. Oh my god, I was so pissed. Because I mean, yeah, it ended up being all okay, but like they were acting as if like we're gonna get insurance money for this. I'm like, we didn't damage your vehicle at all. We hooked ourselves and then unhooked. Anyway, yeah, but whatever. It was all chill. And you know, today the banter. Hey, you crashed any cars lately? And I'm like, I'm actually on a 1 day streak. You know, stuff like that.
Almost ruined it today though. That is funny. Like next time they're like, hey, can somebody move this? Not Sal.
And the thing is, I hate driving that van. Yeah. And usually I don't ever drive it, or I try not to. But this week, since I've been driving so much, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, sure, it's fine. And they actually put me on the insurance 2 days ago. Oh, wow. I got into an accident the day after they put me on the insurance. Because they saw me driving. And they're like, oh, okay, we'll get you on the insurance for the van.
Right.
Whoa! Look at you. Little bitty bee.
Look at me, man. I've made it.
Yeah, so anyway, that was a stressful Thursday, but whatever.
All's well that ends well.
And then his boss was on site today, and he's like, "Hey, you guys are the guys who crashed crashed into my car." I was thinking, like, didn't crash into your car. Like, I'm just thinking that in my head, like, it's not a car crash.
Yeah.
And that's
you guys are the ones who totaled our car, eh?
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying today. Like, or like, my boss was like, "Have you ever been in a car crash before?" And I was like, "This is not a car crash. There were not 4 casualties." It's fucking I hooked, like, what are the odds I hook it though, right? That's the crazy part. I don't know.
If you think about it, it was kind of sick.
It was kind of sick.
It's kind of flames.
It was fun. but yeah, he was on site, and he has like a dog with him. Like, he's got like a service animal. Like, that's how crazy he is. He's got a service animal with him, and he's like always talking to himself.
Right.
And like someone, like, I don't know, he's just talking to everybody but also nobody. So yeah, he was crazy. So I could see how that would have gone very different, but he was, I guess he was chill.
Was he? I feel like that's not.
Well,
like,
I mean, it ended up just being, get him some beer. I'm like, okay, good, whatever. It's like $30 down the drain. Although I've had to work OT for the last couple of days, so I guess I.
Whoa! What the fuck? I've never had that one.
Yo, the staircase. The staircase to Tetris.
Bars.
Well, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. That's been my work week. Friday. That was Friday and Thursday. I had a big day. Watched the arrest and then crashing cars. My life is a movie, dog. Thanks for watching. I'm okay. What's up? Goodbye.